it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Very nice, I'm looking at the camera. Heading on, good, good, good. All right, guys, smooth, short starts and stops. Ah, so important coming out of a turn. Boom. Foot up. Right there, I started at 2, I'm staying at 2, friction brake. Clutch, 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 clutch. Open it up a little bit more, smooth it out. Friction brake, clutch, 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 clutch. Smooth stop. Brake, 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 brake. Smooth stop. You want to start braking as soon as you start moving so that you don't have an abrupt stop at the end. All right, let's do it. All right. Brake, 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 brake. Nice. Like I told Andy yesterday, you want to make sure that if the handlebars are moving a lot, give it a little bit more clutch at the end to get them to straighten out. Very nice. But remember, if you're going to give it a little bit more clutch at the end, you have to give it a little bit more brake too, because you want to stop, and the brake will always win, regardless of what friction's on your end. Nice, nice. So you can see right there what his handlebars did, so he didn't start at a 2. All right, good job, Andy. All right, let's go, Dre. Nice, don't let it glide into that stop. Use a friction brake. Good, friction brake, 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 clutch, 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 clutch. Nice. Beautiful. Good, good. You see he picked up his foot there and the bike was, he kept it up for balance. He doesn't need that, just open the clutch more. We don't need to balance the bike. Clutch. Good. One more. All right, too much speed on that last one. The rest of them perfect, man. That's the example I'm talking about of people starting to get lazy, because Trey is good at this, so he did the other ones perfect. That last one, he's like, all right, come on, let's just get through this. No big deal. I'm gonna hold him accountable. Too much speed. Good. Beautiful. Look how quick he corrected that. Nice. Beautiful. Nice. Nice control. Right there, most people, that stop right there, there would have been a lot of compression in that front suspension. He had 0. Beautiful. Because he's using the balance between the clutch and the rear brake flawlessly. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Outstanding, man. Outstanding. All right, too much speed and you're pulling the clutch in too early. Keep that clutch open until your foot goes on the ground. Preload. As soon as you start moving, start applying brake. Foot up. That's 10. Braking, 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 brake. Keep the clutch where it is. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Let's do that again. As soon as you start moving, start braking. Foot up. Braking, 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 braking. All right, too much speed. So what you're doing is gliding into the stop. I want you to be going so slow that you need friction brake. I need you to feel that. Okay? Foot up. Foot up. That's 10. Friction brake, 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 brake. Yeah, so you're putting your foot down too early. The friction zone will keep you up. Don't worry about it. Good. Foot up. Too much speed. Too much speed. Good. Foot up, clutch. Start braking, 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 braking. Keep the clutch where it is. Brake, 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 brake. Better. That's already better. Right there. Good job. See, so that quick is coming together it's coming together for her. You know, but again, most people are gonna want a glide stop. I usually give an example of a glide stop. I didn't give that to them, but I'm gonna give it to them after this because we're gonna be doing this all day. I'm referring to stopping the motorcycle. Because you have to, right? All right. All right, don't pass the cones. I gotta hold them accountable for those 15 feet. There we go. He corrected that. Little too much speed, just a little. Good, braking, 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 braking. All right. You know why that happened, right? You relied on balance at the end of that instead of just clutch. Friction brake, baby. Stay in that friction zone. All right, good job, man. Falling is always going to equal insufficient power. I don't care when it's happening or how it's happening, it's insufficient power. And we know that because what keeps it up at slow speeds? It's a gyroscopic machine, so it's not a debate. That's what it is. Too much speed, too much speed. Give me. Braking, 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 braking. All right, now see how your foot's behind you?
Yeah.
No, that's just a coordination thing. You're putting the foot, because you feel falling, time to stop. Still too much speed. Give me a 2 to 1. 2, 1. Braking, 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 braking. Good, clutch, 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 clutch. There you go. Make sure you keep that clutch out until your foot's on the ground. Then pull it in. Braking, good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, clutch, clutch, clutch. Yeah, so right there you needed more brake. Clutch was fine. Good. Friction brake, clutch, clutch. Yeah, see right there you felt falling?
Yeah.
Give a little more clutch, but a little more brake too. Put up, good. Braking, braking. Slow down, brake, 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 brake. Good, 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 clutch, clutch. Ah! Yep, right there. That's the same thing. We'll talk about it. All right, too much speed. You gave me a 2-0. I want a 2-1. Put up. Now you gave me a 1-0. And you're not giving me enough preload. Your whole engine is shaking, so you're almost stalling. Let me hear your preload. Keep it there. Good. Clutch. See, preload's too low. Same thing. So you're pulling, your preload's not high enough. As soon as you open your clutch, it almost stalls. So you got to give me more preload. Where does your stage 1 start? Let me see. Start opening your clutch. Wow, so it's out there. Pull it right before it. That's where you start. Preload. Keep it loaded. Right there. Keep it there. Keep it loaded. Clutch. Clutch. Put up. Braking, 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 braking. And you did what you would normally do. As soon as you heard me say braking, you pulled the clutch in. Keep it where it is and just brake. Preload. Good. Clutch. Foot up. Start braking, 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 braking. All right, now I want you to give me a 2 to 1. 2 to 1 and start braking. No, not 0, 2 to 1. Preload. Two to 1. Let's do it. 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's 0. We'll work on it, man. We'll work on it. Too much speed. Too much speed. Good. Clutch, clutch, brake, 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 friction brake. Nice. Very nice. Copy and paste. Nice. Good. Friction brake, brake, clutch, clutch, clutch. Nice. Make sure those bars are squared when you stop. We don't want to stop at the handlebars turn. You see right there, it was no big deal, but we don't want to get in the habit of doing it. Okay, not enough clutch at the end, that's all. Slow it down, brake, brake, brake. All right, a little bit of a dive there. Because he felt forward, he's not riding the friction zone all the way to the end. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Yeah, so right there, that one and this one, you're feeling falling and you're saying, time to stop. That's right. The bike doesn't tell us when to stop. We do, okay? All right, good job, man. On the Ultra. All right, a little too much speed. A little too much. Just a little. Preload. All right, your preload is too low and you're too heavy on that rear brake. It's jamming at it. Okay. So what you want to be trying to do is your braking is progressive. Brake, 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 brake. Okay, let me hear your preload. Yeah, keep it loaded. See how your preload went down? And now the bike is going glug, 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 glug. Also, you're making your bike sit. Easy on that rear brake. I see it going like this before you move. That means you're opening the clutch by holding it back with the brake. Easy on that brake. Preload, let me hear it. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. See it sitting again. Easy on that brake. Yeah, I knew it was coming.
Yeah, you did.
Keep it loaded, brother. Good. All right, same thing. So remember I told you, how do you know if you're in too high of a stage of the friction zone? When you take your foot off the brake, your bike is lunging forward. It's too much clutch, you're making it fight. I can already smell your clutch. Keep it loaded, brother. All right, we're gonna talk about it. That's why I tell people all the time, we're not just working on starting and stopping here. We're working on finding the friction zone. We're working on you concentrating on that preload so that we don't stall. We understand if you do stall, this is where you want to do it. It's not a big deal, we're going straight. Too much speed, too much speed, too much speed. Too much speed. All right, let me hear your preload. Let me hear you're keeping it loaded. That's what I want to hear. Stop doing that. Just keep it loaded. And normally I don't tell people not to throttle blip, but it's killing them. All right. What I want you to do, because right now you're giving me a 2-0. Give me a 2-to-1. As soon as you start moving, start braking. Light pressure, progressive. Brake, 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 till you get to that cone. 2-to-1 though, 2-to-1. Okay, back it up. So, all right, you're good. Remember, we talked about it. If you feel falling, is that a 2? No. If you ever feel the bike falling right from the start, that means you're not giving me a 2. You're giving me like a 0.75. Give me a 2. Make that bike stand up. 2-to-1. 2-to-1. Same thing. And you're yanking this clutch in and out, in and out. Once you open the clutch to 2 and go to 1, keep it open. We're not closing it because it doesn't make sense. You need power. Good. 2, 2, 2, 2. All right, back it up. Okay, where's your stage 1 start? Let me see. Start opening your hand. Yeah, so it's pretty out there. Pull it in a little bit. Pull it in a little. Right before 1. Right there. That's where you start. So you should be not just there, here. 2, 1. two. Yeah, you got to keep that throttle loaded. If you feel like putting your foot down, that's not a 2, right? Because that means you feel falling. Your body's going to tell you, because your instinct is saying foot down. That means you felt falling. You feel falling, you're not giving me a 2. 2, that's not a 2. Yeah, baby. All right, you can go, Paul. We're going to work on it. What did I tell you guys? That's what I'm talking about. We're working on all of that stuff. And I know it's like, well, damn, if I focus on one thing, now I forget about something else. All of that's normal. That's going to be taken care of with time, but you got to put the time in order to take care of it. Too much speed. 2 to 1, 2 to 1. Good. That's 10, 20. And make sure when you start moving, hook that foot up right away. It's behind you. Foot up. That's 10. Too much speed, too much speed. If you could go from one cone to the other with the bar straight like that, too much speed. 2 to 1, give me a 2 to 1. Foot up. Braking, 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 braking. Too much speed. 2 to 1. That's 10. Too much speed, your handlebars are bone straight. When you go to move, if right now you're tapping the ground like this, if you feel like doing that, that's your instinct telling you, I feel falling. If you feel falling, you're not giving me a 2. 2 to 1. 2. Braking, 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 braking. All right, that one's better. It would have been even better if you didn't pull this clutch in. You pulled it in before you put your foot down, so your bike started falling. That's why your foot went like that. Keep it open until that foot's on the ground. Good job, man. Braking, 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 braking. All right. You're putting your foot down too early, and you're pulling the clutch in too early. Keep that clutch open until your foot's on the ground, then pull it in. Cover that brake. Make sure you do that first next time. Let's do stuff in order. All right, too much speed, using the front brake, and you're not doing stuff in order. What's step number 2?
Rear brake.
That's right, you're not doing it. You're just picking your feet up. Cover that rear brake. Because as soon as you start moving, you should be applying it. Right from the start, start applying it. Progressively. Preload. Preload. Put up. All right, I need you to give me more preload, okay? And give me a 2 to 1, 2 to 1, 2 to 1. Preload, give me more. More. Brake, 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 brake. Yeah, so right now you're putting that foot down as soon as you feel falling. We're not gonna let the bike tell us when it's time to stop. That's what the friction zone's for. Stay in the friction zone. Preload. Put up. Braking, 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 keep the clutch open. Brake, 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 keep it open. See, you closed it in, you squeezed it in. That's why you're getting that. Make sure you keep it open. All right, we'll talk about it. All right, guys. Obviously, we're gonna move on to exercise number 2, the slow ride, but first, definitely gotta talk about this. All right, let's do it. All right, any questions? How was that?
Excellent.
That's the real deal right there. Here's why I love that exercise. It's all on you. Like, you don't have any way to cheat. And if you try, I'm gonna tell you, going too fast, putting your feet down, right? The way I wanted that done is how I want you always stopping your motorcycle. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ride towards you guys. I already told you what I think a smooth stop is. Rephrase. I already told you what's a smooth stop to me. Foot coming down either like this, nice and easy, or heel toe. No compression or very little compression in your front suspension, and your bike straight up. I'm gonna ride towards you, I'm gonna come to a stop. I want you to rate my stop and be honest, okay? First gear, covering the rear brake, preload, clutch, all that stuff. What do you think? Good? What do you think? Not you. What do you think? You're good? Smooth. Yeah? Now, ordinarily, that's a good stop. Not out here. Out here, I didn't have to do anything on that stop. I let that bike glide into the stop. And that's what some of you guys are doing there. Speed is always going to make us feel more comfortable. And anytime you have speed, the bike's doing something that you're not. So I want it to be on you. Every time you stop this bike today, I want you to need the friction zone. Clear about that? I want to see this in your handlebars, and I want you to work through it. Listen, anything in your life, if you don't go through something, you ain't getting nothing from it, right? That's what builds our character. It makes us stronger as people, and it builds our knowledge base. And that's what we're searching for out here. We're searching for knowledge, but more than that, we're searching for confidence. So I need you to feel some struggle out here, right? I told you we're going to be in our feelings, but I don't want this to be easy for you at first. I want you to go through some stuff, because if it's easy, you're not learning anything. What we're challenging is that feeling you don't like. I hate this feeling of feeling like I'm going to fall. I need to put you in exercises where it's making you feel it, and you feel it so much that it becomes the norm. You know, you can get used to anything. What keeps the bike up at slow speeds? Sufficient power to, when I say that to you guys, I want you to answer out loud. Trust me, it's a method to the madness. If you're trying to get something, we want to get as many chambers of your brain involved as possible. You want to read it, hear it, smell it, taste it, feel it. None of that's, all that's not relevant here, but you get the point, right? And so the feeling part, yes, I asked you to step outside your comfort zone, but I expect you to do what's comfortable. And I told you, I said, I'm gonna want 2 to 1. And what am I gonna get? 2 to 0. And that's what a lot of you gave me. 2, 0. And just coast in. A lot of brake. Okay, remember, light pressure on that rear brake. Okay, light pressure. Now I'm gonna do this stop again. This time, I'm gonna slow the bike down so much that I need the friction zone. And that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to need it. I want you to feel the need for it, and then I want you to do it. That's gonna require you to slow the bike down, because you can glide from a higher speed, and you can also glide at a low speed. I don't want any gliding. How do I know a glide? I can always tell it. Your handlebars are bone straight. That's what my bars were when I was coming. And as soon as you guys felt anything, whoop, time to stop. Brake, foot down, no. All right. First gear, covering the rear brake, reload, drop and catch. Right here, my clutch is in. I don't want to stop like this. Preload, clutch, brake, 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 brake. Now I pull the clutch in. There's no way you're gonna go that slow and still be able to do it smooth without power. Because again, it wants to fall the most at the very end. If you try to do that with no power, you're gonna get this, okay? The bike doesn't tell us when to stop. We stop when we want to stop. That's part of being the boss of the motorcycle. We good? All right, all day today, guys. Again, I don't care what you're doing on the bike, how pretty it looks, how good your U-turn was. If the stop was trash, at the end, I'm gonna say, man, that U-turn was great, but the stop was terrible, right? And it's because it's something that you all have to do every time you ride your motorcycle. I don't care what you ride, how long you've been riding, you have to stop. Shouldn't you be good at it, right? Let me also be clear about the fact that that exercise, we're not just working on stopping smoothly. We're working on everything right there, keeping the throttle loaded, getting the ear for that, listening to it. Because some of you guys, if I get you to focus on one thing, now you forget about the other. That happens all the time, right? Keep the throttle loaded, listen to your throttle. We're also working on your inputs in the brake. Smooth, smooth. If your bike is bucking, you're doing something big. We don't need to do anything big if we're doing everything when we're supposed to do it. So for instance, if I'm on my motorcycle and I feel the bike falling, if I feel it go do this and I correct it, that movement was this small. And it's that small because I corrected it as soon as I felt it. If I wait for it to get here, it's a bigger correction. I got to open my hand more, all right? Same thing is true when you're riding at speed. If you're riding on a nice country road or a highway, whatever it is, if there's a bend coming up in that road, we got to do something, right? Now, clearly, we're going 50 miles per hour. We're not doing this, right? Because that kind of turn's not going to be on a 50 mile per hour speed limit roadway anyway. We're pushing on the handlebars, right? If I navigate that turn properly, it's a slight push. If I wait too long to do it, I have to do a bigger push. So fast or slow, big things are created by us by not doing something when we were supposed to. As simple as that.